I'm Megan Bennett.
I'm Lesley Meyer.
And this is Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Lesley.
Megan.
I have a treat for you today.
I like treats.
I thought you might.
I also like gold stars.
We could give gold stars.
I think those are important.
Gold stars are nice.
I like... That made me think of scratch and sniff stickers for some reason.
I'll tell you what.
What?
I'm going to show you some cool things today, and you can give your favorite a gold star.
That's awesome. Can I smell them?
No.
Damn.
Sorry.
No smell-o-vision?
No.
Okay.
But here's what I was thinking.
Wait, what are we doing today, though?
Okay. So I think we need to do some little mini pods where we can talk about...
Mini pods.
We can talk about a specific topic.
Mm-hmm.
Or, as I would have said as a child, a Pacific topic.
Pacific topic.
Pacific.
Yep.
Specific topic. And go like a little deep on something.
Okay.
And I thought we would focus on some nostalgia things with this.
I think that sounds like a fun time. It's a party.
Party.
It's a Pacific.
It's a Pacific
topic party.
Pacific
Here we
topic
are.
party. I completely want to talk about the old infomercials, and so producer Tim and I have been conspiring to come up with some stuff to show you.
How
because
exciting.
It's super fun. And I also want to talk about too, like the infomercial kind of superheroes that we had that were on our TV all the time. We just lost Richard Simmons.
Oh, yes, we
Super
did.
bummer, but he was
I loved him.
sweating to the oldies.
He was. So many. Was there there was a cassette tape?
Maybe
I think
like a
that you could
VHS tape
purchase,
or a cassette.
like a tape. Like you could just put it into your little tape player and listen.
Really?
Because he would talk you through the things.
Oh, I
don't
didn't
know.
realize.
I could be
Oh.
making this up.
He
Maybe.
also pioneered the the meal card system.
Oh, the pre
Weight
Watchery kind of thing.
there was a full half-hour special where he went across the country in a convertible and met with all these people who had used his deal a meal.
Deal a meal.
Yes,
Oh,
I
Deal a
remember
meal
that.
cards and
Fantastic.
all of that. Yeah.
That's
Deal a meal.
crazy.
So good. So yeah, you had Richard Simmons being adorable and doing his thing,
Mm-hmm.
and Suzanne Summers
Mm-hmm.
with her Thigh Master, and then later the Face Master.
What's that? That's not appropriate.
I don't know.
That sounds like a
Like
Triple
porn.
X
See,
movie.
sounds a little porny.
It does sound a little porny. The Face
The
Master.
Face Master. I mean, you got to work with the face.
We could paint you a picture with our words, but you're probably doing just fine on your own.
What about Tony Little? Remember him?
No.
Okay, Tony Little always had a baseball hat on and what had to be a fake ponytail hanging out the back.
Okay.
And he's the guy
I'm
who
here
would
for
sell
it.
you the Gazelle glider. Do you remember that? Like you get on it and like
This feels
Gazelle
real.
glider
I feel like
thing.
I feel like
Producer
I've been on
Tim-
one of
Tim's gonna
these.
pull this up. He was known as the trainer to the stars.
Was he really?
I think he made that up. But yeah.
It's amazing to me that why is it? So we really can't complain about influencers today.
Oh my
At
god,
all.
no. We were raised with influencers
People who just made
around
shit
us
up
all the time.
and they were like, "Yep, I'm the trainer to the stars."
There he is. There's
That's
Tony
me.
Little.
He's
Look
got
at that.
a wallet of money.
Well, and there's his fake ponytail. Tony, if you're listening to this, and you're probably not, if that's your real hair, I apologize. But doesn't look like it.
No.
But that's the Gazelle glider.
Okay, I see this.
I don't know that
American TV personality and businessman. Looks like he's got some socials.
Mm-hmm.
Still happening. Nope. There we go. But I believe it. Look at that piece of equipment. That's dangerous. You could die.
You could totally die on that.
We got to dig down the Reddit on that one and see if anybody ever had a Gazelle glider accident.
Oh, I want to know if people had Gazelle gliders. So then
Yes.
you had Tony Little with his ponytail, and you had Richard Simmons, and then you also had Chuck Norris, and I think Christy Brinkley was also in on that thing, but it was the heck is that? The Total Gym.
Yes. There are modern equivalents of this thing. I don't remember any of the words. I think this thing is still around. The Total Gym.
I think the Total Gym is still around. And just, again, not an expert here, but I would suspect that actually might work because you're using your own body weight.
Sure. It's so sort of like a TRX kind of situation, but at your house.
Yeah, so it feels like maybe that might work. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're working it, it's working. It's sort of like an incline. It could also be part of your sexcapades room.
Yes.
There's some handles involved. There's a stool. You can do all kinds of things there. It could be a dual use.
I'm getting a workout, if you know what I mean.
Just wipe it down in between sets.
Yeah.
In between activities.
Somebody didn't wipe it down.
I'm curious did your family ever own any of these things?
No. My grandmother did buy something, not for her sex room, as far as I know, but she did buy something that it like took up the whole freaking basement. It was this big metal thing that like you could do crunches on. Like you would sit in this chair and then you would like do a crunch, but it was so big. It was like, why?
It was just for crunches?
Just for crunches. Massive piece of like, I don't know. So anyway.
Perhaps her abdominals were just so overly developed that she really needed a lot of gear.
It was something else, I'll tell you. I have no recollection of what that thing was called, but it took up the size of a room. But anyway, so we've had some famous people here, right? Like that have pushed these
absolutely
exercise products. But I wanted to also show like some other stuff, and then you can give it a gold star if you want to. All right.
I'm so excited.
So,
okay. Yes, I'm here to rate them.
Take it away, producer Tim.
Is talking on the phone getting out of hand? Look out!
My mercy, who knew?
Hands-free phone design. Watch. Simply attach the special double back fastener to any phone. Then attach the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free, pain-free. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it.
How did you live without it?
Now talk hands-free.
So perhaps we should talk about what we're seeing here.
Pain for Mr. Phone in the Neck.
Mr. Phone in the Neck.
A must for the entire
it is.
Office. Work goes quicker and easier.
This is phone relief.
Okay.
And is fully adjustable. Best of all, phone relief works with your favorite phone at amazing.
Oh my god. Okay. So pause this. Because we should probably describe exactly what's going on in this. So phones, first of all, we have to describe what a phone used to be.
Right. Well, yeah, presumably the people who are listening to this remember the fact that phones were attached to walls with curly cords, or in the case of some of the phones being used on phone relief, they were like cordless phones with an antenna.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, we had one of these in our house in the late 80s, early 90s, so that you could finally get away from your family further than just like the basement stairs.
Right, or as far as that cord would go.
And evidently, when you're cooking and you're holding the phone between like your shoulder and your head,
in the middle of a very important conversation,
it's probably going to fall into your dinner.
And it's sitting there in your neck, like Mr. Phone in the Neck there.
Yeah.
It's going to fall.
Absolutely.
It's going to be uncomfortable.
Yes. You probably need something.
So somebody had the great idea of creating a headset that attaches to your phone.
Just sticks right on there. And you look like a telemarketer from hell.
Yeah.
It has like a little mouthpiece, and then you have this growth on the side of your head, which is the phone. I can only imagine how heavy it must have been.
I know, right? Like, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't think that's comfortable.
You're holding the whole weight of the phone on your noggin.
Right. And Grandma here, that we freeze framed on, seems to be quite happy.
This guy's going to be able to get his credit card out of his
wallet.
Got his
no problem credit card
whatsoever.
Out. Grandma's like, I don't know what she's doing there. She's snapping or something.
She's probably actually 38 years old. She does look like she's supposed to be in her 60s, but my guess is 38.
I love that it's $12.95.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It's not 13. It's just $12.
No, because the 95 makes it feel like you're paying way less.
It's just it's
a bargain.
It's $12. It's not $13. It is a bargain. Amazing.
Bargain.
Okay, I can't imagine this is the only infomercial from the 80s though.
Oh no. No.
So I'm wondering, should we just play like a few seconds of these?
Just go
like,
through,
give us
like,
a little
yeah, sure.
flavor.
Like, we'll just let.
Okay.
You and you, come on up here.
Now, if you recall, in the infomercial world, there were two kind of types of infomercials.
Mm-hmm.
You had your, the kind that we just saw with the phone, with and then you had the ones with the studio audience,
where there were actually people there hanging out. Do you think they got free stuff?
God, I hope so.
How
You're spending how long while they record this?
Hours. It's like a timeshare. It's a whole situation. They're going to hang out.
Stuck.
And then how did they get people to go to the infomercial, like, performance?
I have no idea.
Sales pitch? I mean, that's what it is. But how did you go to convince people? It's sort of like a magic show. How do you get people to come?
I don't know. So this is an infomercial for a product called Aria.
Okay.
AURI, and it is like a it's gonna basically make your car or your boat or your camper or whatever look like new.
Okay, so we should pause here for a second and have a deeper conversation. What was the 80s obsession with making your car look like new? There were so many products that were about creating a glassy surface, or
shiny.
Like the other one was like, how do you save your leather, like couch, chair, car interior from nobody will ever know. It was like a color mixing sort of product.
Oh, like you would put it on your like to repair like torn leather. Or something.
Yes, it was on it. We were obsessed with this.
You can't possibly like have a little tear in your seat.
No,
hell no.
Okay, so what are they gonna do? So they shine things, they polish.
Yeah, so now he's like doing a compare and contrast between like a regular wax and this Ari stuff.
Okay,
I adore the fact that the guy in the overalls or in the suspenders here is British.
Okay, we'll have him come back.
And he occasionally he gets into disagreements with the host about pronunciation of words. It's so good.
In a junkyard.
Aluminium.
If you can make this
about this day.
This is totally.
Do you know why that paintwork is dull and flat?
No, I have no idea. Tell us why that paintwork is dull and flat.
In that fashion, it's because it's been oxidized by the sun. The ultraviolet rays of the sun have deadened and killed the paint.
Okay.
We can actually restore old paint to look like new.
So what's the pitch at the end? Oh, evidently you had to wear
you have to sit through these poor people. First of all, everybody in the audience, every man in the audience is wearing a tie.
Yes.
Because apparently
you have to wear ties.
You have to wear a tie when you're on TV.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes on forever.
I mean, yeah, it's like really long.
Forever. So you are sitting in the audience, and to answer your question earlier, like why would someone do that?
Yes.
If they're just walking away with a little can of this crap that this guy is selling.
So do we know the conclusion?
No.
How does it end?
We
should jump
to be fair. Don't know that I got all that way through it. He does put acid on the car here at one point.
That seems like a bad.
There we go.
We're almost there. You've got to give us more.
Excuse me 1 second.
This is such a tactic.
No, gentlemen.
Oh, he's coming down. He's coming down in price.
Michael.
What?
Trust me.
Yes.
English.
Trust me.
Read my lips. After this, there is no more. Ian, make the man the deal. He can't refuse.
$29.95, 10 and 10, $50 worth. Advertise it for us. Tell your friends. That's what we're here for, to advertise Ari. There's another $29.95.
We're being taken advantage of by the British yet again.
They are
It's up to you.
marking this price down.
$29.95.
$29.95 will get you.
It's like an auction. Miraculous. Okay.
Unbelievable.
So this is like the product show kind of.
These are long shows. And there were a number of infomercial people who were like the king and queen of this shit.
Okay. So
like there was a gal named Kathy Mitchell.
Uh-huh.
And she was doing all of the like kitchen shit.
Okay.
Just choppers and stuff.
Okay.
So, and then
Choppers
there was another
and
gal
scrapers.
named Nancy Nilsson, who I think we've got a clip of one of hers too, but hilarious. I don't know.
And they just made their whole, this was an empire, I'm assuming.
An empire.
Sort of like Tupperware or there are other things that are not in my brain. Shackley vitamins. These are all MLMs.
Do
from
you
the 80s.
do you remember any infomercials that like stand out as like the big ones from your childhood?
The only one that I can think of right now, oh no, there's two, but I don't know if one's definitely the Ginsu knife situation.
Uh-huh.
Because why wouldn't you want like paper thin tomatoes, and why wouldn't you want to be able to throw things in the air and chop them in half? Of course.
Yes.
And then I can't remember, I don't think this was an infomercial. I think it was an ad on the back of a magazine, which would have been like the Sea Monkeys.
Oh yeah.
I think that was always
Those were always such a disappointment.
But it might have been like a commercial maybe on Saturday morning too.
Well,
I don't remember the Sea Monkey
the
situation.
Sea Monkey thing, you're right. It was always in a back page of Ranger Rick or something like that, right? Like
loved Ranger Rick
me too,
magazine.
big time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, me too. But Sea Monkeys were always there or on a magazine like that.
Yes,
and
I would agree.
You'd get them and then you'd follow all the instructions and you'd get these little
baby shrimp
squirrely things that look absolutely nothing like the guy with the crown and the
absolutely not. There were
the
no
little mer people,
illustrated sea monkey people in my
I couldn't
aquarium.
see their faces.
It was the most disappointing thing
so
ever.
sad.
But if you knew you were just growing brine shrimp,
yeah, it'd be fine.
More power to you.
But we didn't. We were sold a bill of goods.
No.
It was.
And
Not, it wasn't
they
like
looked
that.
nothing like that. They did not go
No.
on picnics. They did not play games in the front yard.
What about Chia Pets?
Did you ever have one?
I did.
They still make them.
They still make them. Yeah.
You can get a Bob Ross Chia Pet.
You can get Golden
Adorable.
Girls
Chia Pets?
Chia Pets.
So what are the seeds? Oh, they're just chia seeds.
Chia seeds. Yeah.
I just said the thing. I ate those for breakfast.
Chia. Yeah.
And it grew well. It did what it was supposed to
Yeah,
do.
it seemed to be okay.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know that they last forever and ever because I think you get bored and distracted and
Oh, I would kill
then
it.
your
I forget to
chia
water
head
plants
dies
all
or
the
whatever.
time.
I don't know.
So there's so chia. So I said Ginsu knives. I remember that. Did you ever own any Ginsu knives? We never bought anything, as far as I know, from an infomercial.
No, never owned any Ginsu
So we have
knives.
no idea if they actually worked.
No, I would like to think that out there somewhere is a knife. Well, and they're not Japanese. I did find that out. They were like made in like, I don't know, Omaha. I'm serious. They are not Japanese. And again, another major disappointment.
So they were all just lying to us.
I think so.
What were the other big commercials? Infomercials from the 80s?
Well, let's see. There's
As
other.
far as we know.
Let's see what producer Tim pulls up.
This Christmas party is getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
I remember this one.
Radio and
Mr. Microphone.
These kids are having a fabulous time with Mr. Microphone, the cordless microphone that actually puts your voice on the radio.
That's my idea of Christmas.
There are no
Look at this guy.
my
This
God.
guy
you're
is
free
so
to move
awesome.
around. Broadcast
So this is
over
like
any FM car
karaoke,
radio.
Here you go.
essentially.
looking. We'll be back to pick you up later.
Broadcast in mono or with two or more radios in stereo.
And then he splashes that
Professional
one.
entertainers
So yeah,
use
so
Mr.
you could use
Microphone
like
for rehearsing,
2 radios
Okay.
and you can
just
too.
tuned into a radio
It's
station, and
practical
you
and
basically
great
could
fun for
take
the
it
whole
over
family.
and have your own
And for
radio
only
station.
And
$12.88,
just-
they really make great Christmas
I
gifts.
do remember
The
this.
perfect Christmas gift at
I also
Walgreens,
remember
Woolworth,
Woolworths.
Wilco, Osco, Venture, Weebolts, Montgomery Ward.
Did you ever own one
So
of
good.
these?
I don't think we did.
Who bought this stuff then?
Somebody clearly.
It was not us.
Well, so that is a Ron Popeil product.
Who? And that was.
Do you
who
remember
is that?
Ron Popeil?
No.
Oh my
I don't know
Lord,
any
my
of
friends.
these things.
So Ron Popeil was the infomercial king.
Is he still living?
That's a good question. I don't think
'Cause
so.
it's a
I
point of
feel like
research.
he passed. I feel like he did. I could be wrong.
There he is.
Love to check that out.
Incredible Inventions with Ron Popeil.
Yes. So Ron Popeil got his start creating, like, he worked at a Woolworths.
Okay.
And he just, like, showcased products. And people would come in and sit at the Woolworth counter, and he would walk people through how things work.
Gosh,
and he ended up creating an entire world of
incredible invention.
Incredible invention.
I mean, you can see the descendants of Ron Popeil's stylings at any state fair or trade show.
Oh, true.
Yep.
Yes.
They stand there like showcasing their pots and pans and all the things, just like Ron Popeil. So some of the Ron Popeil products that were beloved.
Mm-hmm.
You had Mr. Microphone.
Mm-hmm.
You had the pasta banker.
What did the pasta banker do?
It made pasta. He on his television show would walk through exactly how to make pasta in this machine that would just squirt out fresh pasta in like
everywhere.
Seconds.
In seconds.
In seconds.
Why didn't these skills translate? Like, it seems like that would be a useful thing to retain. How to squirt out pasta from your pasta machine.
Like instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Two of his most famous were the GLH spray on hair.
No.
Which I'm pretty sure GLH stood for good looking hair. And it was like
good looking
spray on hair. Yep. So there it is. You got some spray on hair.
Wow. What was that? What was that? I mean,
it's a can of hair. Sort of.
It was a filament.
It basically was spray paint.
It was foam. It was.
There it is. GLH.
It does. It also does look like he may have passed away.
GLH. There it is. Look, fills in that hole. Look at that.
I mean, if you really wanted to get rid of your bald spot, just don't let anybody touch the top of your head.
Well, you certainly...
Magnificent.
So supposedly it was waterproof.
Oh,
so you could run around and not get, not have problems.
And not have problems. And not have anybody see
drippy problems.
Your shiny spot. Not to suddenly be bald again once you go swimming. Mm-hmm. Okay. Amazing.
Another one, the pocket fisherman.
I don't know what this is.
It's here you
Anyone
go.
who ever goes fishing
Well,
should own a pocket fisherman. Compact enough to fit inside glove compartments, lunch boxes, backpacks. Its rod, reel, line,
was this
bobber,
really a
hook,
thing?
with a Johnson reel and twin flex rod that reacts to the slightest nibble, yet strong enough to
why
haul
was
in
it
the big
so
one.
necessary to have a
Pocket fisherman
pocket?
fin casting outfit, including bait.
What
only
happened?
$19.95.
I lived in the
Now, this is
80s.
place to fish.
Now available for a limited time only at Woolworth, Woolco, Times Square, Corvettes, Genovese Drug, Valley Fair, Modell's Shoppers World, and Seagulls.
I don't remember what prompted the necessity of a pocket fisherman. Like, was there...
So, according to Ron Popeil, and I saw an interview with him where he said the reason that the pocket fisherman is a thing is because if you're on your way home and you're commuting and you see a nice little lake and you want to pull over and fish, you could. You absolutely could.
That I don't know. I mean, okay, so to give it some context, I did fish with my dad when I was little. I was born in 1973.
Okay.
And I remember we moved when I was probably about 5, and we were sort of near a creek. And we were near a lake, and it wasn't like out; it was rural.
But
and
were you
we would
using
go
a full size.
We were. I mean, so we had a plan, and you had to have a car, or you could bring it on your bike, but it was not as convenient.
That's just inconvenient.
As a pocket fisherman. So, like, we did fish recreation, like as a pastime. Perhaps
Ron Popeil, I suspect, would have said to you, "Yes, but would you fish more?" If you had the pocket fisherman.
Probably. I mean, we could have just stopped on the way home from school.
Right.
My golly.
Right. There's a pond.
We could have dug worms.
There could be fish in it.
Yes.
We should probably just stop and
we
get
should
some
stop
fish.
and do that. It was a little bit maybe more of a hobby in the 70s. Like just a family activity. We would ride our bikes and go fishing. It was like a thing to do.
The Pocket Fisherman has sold 2 million units.
Get out of
Somewhere
town.
in the world, there are 2 million Pocket Fishermen floating around.
In people's grandparents' garages.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Our
just hanging out
vintage
there.
Pocket fishermen.
Love it.
I mean, you have to keep in mind, part of the sales pitch of every infomercial is the premise of, this minor inconvenience in your life? Let me accentuate it to the point of ridiculousness.
Right.
And you will somehow identify with that. And then I'll present you with a solution to this minor inconvenience.
That you didn't even know you had. I mean, that is the purpose of all of marketing.
Right.
In the whole world.
I got to show you one more.
Okay.
That I think is probably my favorite. Producer Tim, can you pull up the Bullet Express, please? This commercial, it's Shakespearean. That's all. It's Shakespearean. That's all. That's the only way I can describe it.
The Bullet Express. Is it a blender?
Oh, you'll see.
It's more than a blender.
It's more.
It's so much more. It's a lot of things.
It is not a food processor.
It's not a food processor.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
We're here!
Well, it involves a lot of family.
Are we early or something? No, we're on time for once, but where's all the food?
They haven't even started cooking yet.
Listen to all of these people bitching.
Everything under control. Sure. Have us over for a nice family meal, and there's no food in sight. They probably just got out of bed.
Grandma is bitter.
Grandma's
It's always a pleasure
pissed.
to have you over now.
Oh, she waved
you
him off.
guys are getting hungry, so what about some appetizers, yeah?
Just bring on the food, Mick. Come on.
My
Watch
goodness,
this.
these people came
What about a quick
starving.
15 seconds
starving.
It's
supreme platter to hold you over. First of all, I'm just going to start off with some cheese, and look how quick and easy.
He's
that
literally,
is.
so it's a cheese
shooting
shredder.
cheese
Look at
on
that.
some chips.
Next, I'm going to place
Nachos.
in there some chicken.
He's gonna throw some chicken
Look how
and
quick and easy
shredded
that is. Look at
chicken
that.
on top of these chips.
And you got to have
I
tomatoes.
cannot
so I'm going to put
with
some
this.
tomatoes in
A
there.
whole tomato.
And finally, I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of jalapeno. That goes in there. Now, folks, just take a look at that. In about 15 seconds,
Wow.
our supreme nacho platter is ready for the oven.
Who knew that
used to like pizza,
Grandma was
right?
coming for a supreme
Clearly.
nacho
I have
platter?
this pizza dough I made from scratch in just about 35 seconds. You're gonna love how easy this is.
I don't know how she
fresh
made the
tomatoes.
pizza dough in 35 seconds. That they never
You can use
actually
as many as
explained
you
that.
I
want.
think that's
like
a
to use
lie.
about 4. Now,
But
I'm
Is she
gonna
just
add
tomatoes are-
squirting tomatoes
Yes.
onto
This
the
is gonna be
crust?
so good.
Gross.
Top it off
They're just
with
shooting
some nice
tomato mush
sliced
onto a
pepperoni.
So this sort of
Look at
reminds me
that.
of like,
And our
this is
homemade
the most
pepperoni
random
pizza's
thing to
ready
come
for the
out
oven
of
in
my
less
head.
time than it
But
takes
like
to
on the Muppet
unwrap a
Show,
frozen
like
pizza.
Gonzo would shoot himself out of a cannon.
Over there. Go
And
on,
like,
have these nachos. They good? They're better than you'd
they're
ever get
good.
from any restaurant.
I-
think you'll agree they're a heck of a lot faster.
It's just,
You like those,
shooting
yeah? they look
shit out
good.
of a
What
Bullet
exactly
Express.
is that?
Yeah, I've never seen a food processor like that.
That's because
not.
it's
everybody
not a
has
processor.
lines.
This
Everyone
is
is
the
assigned a
Bullet
role. I hope
Express,
their roles
the
all have
8-minute
names.
Meal machine.
An 8-minute meal machine.
That's right. With
8-minute
the Bullet
meal
Express,
machine,
you
the
can
Bullet
make
Express.
Any full
So
family
how many
meal
Bullet
ready to
Expresses
heat.
is sold
I
in the world?
do not have that figure
minutes
for you.
or
I'm
less.
sorry. I'm
Was
sorry.
the Bullet
8
Express a
minutes?
success?
Yeah, that all sounds great.
I certainly hope so because the amount of time and energy they
pizza's
put into
ready.
staging
go.
this.
Look at that. Faster
Is,
than delivery and fresher than frozen.
So you're gonna get
Epic.
pizza
Now, one of you
and
the other day
nachos.
requested
That's
a
so
turkey
far. That's
meatloaf. For
all.
that one, I'm gonna have
I
to
don't know.
take
I'm
off
gonna need some
the
more
meal
convincing here.
maker
I'm not sure
attachment.
that the
Oh,
Bullet
by the way,
Express
can
is
you
for
see
me.
This? The Bullet Express
Now what's he
takes
doing?
up no more room on your countertop than an ordinary 2-slice toaster. Unlike those big bulky processors you have at home.
he's sitting here talking
Now,
about how
for our
this
homemade
is not
delicious
going
turkey
to take up a whole lot of
rosemary
space in your
meatloaf,
kitchen.
We're gonna need
If
our
you
meal
bought all of
mixer
this
attachment.
crap,
Now, that just goes on
would
top
you have
like
any
that.
room in your kitchen
I'm
for
just gonna
anything?
throw in
This
some
is
onions,
insane.
a little bit of rosemary, okay? On goes the top. Pop on the sides in 1, 2, 3, 4
It's so many
seconds, while
appliances.
rosemary and the onion is chopped down to the perfect consistency.
For
Wait till you
what?
see this.
The
Take
perfect
off the top,
consistency
To
for
feed a
what?
baby.
lid, and now I'm just gonna
It's
add
an
a little
onion
bit of
puree.
Oh, I don't even
little
know.
bit of
So
skimmed
this-
milk, just a little touch of salt and pepper. Now watch this.
Interesting.
Because you've never
What's gonna
seen
happen?
meatloaf
What?
done like this before.
Wait, that's not
Wait.
ground turkey.
That's right. Ground turkey from the store can be full of fat. We like to
Wait,
use
what?
whole skinless turkey breast.
They're just.
In goes the breadcrumbs, right?
I
On goes
can't.
the top.
They're
Now
making
watch
meatloaf
this.
in the Bullet
Just watch
Express.
how the Bullet Express
With
grinds down the turkey,
ground
and
turkey
the
breast.
onion, and the rosemary and the breadcrumbs to the perfect consistency. Now, you ready
I
for this?
think we really need
Just
a call
watch
in.
this. I'm
Like,
gonna take
we
off the
need
sides,
someone
take off the
to
lid.
share their real
Look at
live
that.
experiences.
Also-
perfect turkey
With the Bullet
meatloaf.
Express.
Look at
God,
that. Made
it's
from
just that is not the
fresh,
perfect
skinless
consistency.
turkey
I've
breast. Can you
never
see how the
seen a
rosemary
meatloaf
and
look
the
like
onion are
that.
chopped down to perfection. Look, can you see that?
My
That's the
eyes.
fastest turkey meatloaf I've ever seen. That's incredible.
And I'm just going to top
She
it off
is. She
with a
wins
little
though.
bit of
She
ketchup
gets one.
and some brown sugar. How good does that look, you guys, right?
Oh.
And now our 25
You know, the
second
pink
rosemary
sludge
turkey
that
meatloaf
supposedly
yes.
is like
for the oven.
It's the pink
And
goo
remember,
that they
we
used to
can't
make
have
chicken
meat
nuggets.
without
And they
potatoes,
just slapped
so I'm gonna
ketchup
make mixed
and
favorite.
brown sugar on top of
Potatoes au
it.
gratin. Oven ready in about 30
Okay.
seconds.
I think we've seen enough of the Bullet
I think
Express.
so. And it's like a hard sell, right? Like neither mother-in-law is prepared to accept.
Yeah, they're all very skeptical about
They
the Bullet.
are.
They're like, I am used to cooking a meatloaf my way.
You're supposed to use actual ground meat
Right.
for
Don't
this.
don't blow smoke up my ass
Megan,
here. This is
I
not...
don't want you to worry, but you can hop on Amazon right now and order one of these.
It's still around.
Anytime you want to.
Oh dear God.
See, I did wonder if it was associated with the magic bullet. We probably can't talk about that. But you can get a Bullet
You can
Express.
get a Bullet Express.
They still exist.
Oh, ooh.
I
God,
don't
she's very
believe
happy.
it. This is fantastic.
It's delicious.
And
I'm
here's
a believer.
beautiful potatoes
So
au
was
gratin
this was
and
also
steamed
80s,
vegetables.
I'm assuming.
So that's
I think this
meat,
is late 80s, early
potatoes,
90s.
early
and
90s.
vegetables, all
Okay.
made from fresh
Okay.
ingredients.
I mean,
not
yeah, you
frozen.
just
A
pulled
complete
out an entire
full family
meal
prepared
while
in
also
less
entertaining your
than 8
family with
minutes.
your
You
information.
came
made the biggest
hungry and
chopped
angry.
salad
Very
you've
angry,
ever
yes.
You were
seen
hangry walking
or
in the
out of a
door.
restaurant.
And
And now
about
they've got so
our
much food.
desserts.
Even,
Look
you
at
know, the
our
balding guy
beautiful
over there
graham cracker
with the
crust
big belly
cheesecake.
is...
And here's
So
our
somewhat
fresh
satisfied.
baked apple pie.
My man Mick. You know, I never doubted you for a second. Not at all.
This is magical.
You see,
If
with
only
the
life
Bullet
were this
Express,
simple, as
you really
simple
can
as an
prepare any
infomercial
whole
says it
family
is.
meal ready to heat or eat
Ugh,
in
it's so
8
bad.
minutes or less.
So it wasn't just kitchen stuff.
No, I'm sure not. What else?
There was music. You could always buy music
Of course.
on
Columbia House. Was that it?
Well, Columbia House for sure. Where I'm pretty sure I'm still in debt.
Yes.
Somewhere there's
Because
like
at some point they just stopped sending out the bills. Like they were just bankrupt.
I'm on a list.
They were done. You're gonna get sued.
I got my 20 cassette tapes for 15 cents and
never bought another one. You just had to buy 2 more in the next 2 years.
2 more at like $24.98 a
and remember
cassette.
to like cancel or say no, like decline every
Nobody
other
had
thing
that.
they
Not
sent.
one teenage kid
No.
had that money to spend to buy those 2 other
But it
cassettes.
was such a good deal.
Yeah, no. Somewhere there's a guy with a, I don't know, like a pipe, and he's just waiting for me to come around a corner. Break my kneecaps
You
for
owe
my
me $24.99
plus interest.
So what kind of music were you thinking about though?
Well,
that wasn't top of mind for you.
I loved the K-Tel music stuff that you would see on TV. Do you remember these?
My gosh.
So good.
Yes. Was it all albums? It was also 8 tracks.
Oh yeah.
I seem to remember.
You get some cassettes.
This is actually
you get
good.
some, like, yeah.
I had that Elton John 8 track.
Oh yeah, you could get some great music, right?
Oh man, this is valid. We should actually. This could come back. I wouldn't be sad.
If you bought albums and stuff off of the...
But just like the whole K-Tel vibe.
Yeah.
This whole, like, the music, the look, Rick D's Disco Duck, all of this. This is magnificent.
Yep.
Absolutely. We could hippify this.
You would go with the K-Tel?
We'll get the 20-year-olds on it. They'll bring it back. They'll be wearing T-shirts with the K-Tel hit machine. We gotta look for that. That's good. That's excellent.
Yep. Love the K-Tel stuff. So, music, household goods, car stuff.
Yep.
A pocket fisherman.
You can fish. You can cook. You can
exercise.
You can exercise. You're going to be fit.
You're going to listen to music while you're doing it.
Yep.
But there's also like the sometimes movie tie-ins. Not very often.
Like what?
Like, I know you've seen this one because this one was in the group and it's so good. But Desperately Seeking Susan, her jacket. You
the
can
Madonna
buy that
jacket
with an infomercial.
was available on an infomercial.
Yep, absolutely.
So what's the modern day equivalent? Modern day. What is, like, in the past 5 to 10 years? What would be the equivalent of this?
Of the Desperately Seeking Susan jacket?
Desperately Seeking... Yes, I can't say that word. Desperately Seeking Susan jacket? It was a 1-800 number. We should call it today and see if it still works.
We should. I'm going to get my phone.
She was also smoking.
1-800-847-7000. Let's see what happens.
And you could not do any CODs. And if you don't know what that is, dear listeners, that is a charge on delivery where you had to pay your bill for your package when it arrived. We're going to call and see if they still have it.
I want that Desperately Season.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance. We have a special promotion today for select callers. If you are over 50, please press 1 now.
Well, I gotta push 1.
What happens next? No!
Hello and congratulations. Just for calling today, we're offering you a free medical alert device.
Just so you know, let me narrate a little bit. The 1-800 number for the Desperately Seeking Susan jacket is now a line for Life Alert. The lovely woman's voice, who is the recorded message, sounds like my grandmother, who is now deceased. Rest in peace. So, this is where we are now. This number comes back around.
I mean,
oh my god, the irony! I can't even handle it.
I mean, it tracks, right? Like it's like the 800 number is like stuck in a generation, and it's just moving along with you.
But evidently, for my mother, what voice is that?
I don't know, but the fact that 35 years ago I could have that jacket
and look so
by
sexy.
Calling 1-800-847-7000, and now they want to sell me Life Alert.
And if you're over 50,
oh god, it's like they know me.
That
good.
Was miraculous. I can't even. Jesus. All other questions have gone by the wayside. I'm speechless. I think we're at the end.
I think we are too.
I think that I don't know what else.
I'm not sure how we end this thing.
So I have one more.
Oh, good.
Okay.
When you found yourself?
Yes.
Oh, it's a surprise one for both of us.
Okay, hold on. Let me move my feet so that they aren't kicking your things.
All right. So, producer Tim has a surprise infomercial for us.
Guess what?
Wait.
Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are giving out their
You have to
personal
go
numbers.
back.
If
You can call a Corey.
3700,
Wait,
you can listen to their private phone messages and get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own.
How did I
$2
miss
the first
out?
minute, 45 cents each
$2
additional
for the
minute.
first minute.
Before you call.
909
1-900-909-3700.
3700.
Call me right now. I'll give you my
Is this
private
going to
number.
charge me?
You call that number, and you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my personal number if you call that.
The call you are attempting to place is not
and
allowed
we'll
on
wrap.
this line.
Oh.
Please dial 611 for customer service or dial 1-800-331-0500 from a landline phone.
What?
Wait a minute. Landline phone?
Wait.
Who the hell has one of those?
So.
Well, they can't charge your wireless company. They have to charge old Ma Bell.
Oh, man.
So you could
really
call.
Corey?
Did anybody ever do that?
So
he looks exactly the same now.
I just saw Corey at a Comic-Con. Like,
Corey Feldman?
Yeah, just
Corey
like,
Haim and Corey Feldman
I
are
don't
giving
know, a
out
few
their
months
personal
ago.
numbers.
Right
And
on.
yes, he
You call
looks
1-900-909-3210.
just like that. And
Exactly
he's
the
still
same.
wearing Michael
You can
Jackson's
listen to their
hat.
private phone
And
messages
I
and
should have
get their
asked him
personal
if I
number where you
could
can
call
leave
it.
them a message of
Do
your
you
own.
still
Personal
have
phone
that
number.
1-900-900?
Ask your parents before you call. 1-900-909-3210.
I'll give you my personal number.
I'll give you my
Okay,
private
so
number.
is the
You
modern day
call that
equivalent of
number,
this Cameo?
And you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my
Oh,
personal
like the
number.
Cameo
You can
app.
call
Yeah,
There you
kinda.
go.
Yeah.
Like you can call or I guess email and pay or message them on the socials and pay for. We did that for
Did you do it?
one
Have
of
you
my
done that
daughter's
before?
friends. It was somebody from One Direction. No,
It was the drummer
5
from-
Seconds of Summer.
Drummer from
5 Seconds of Summer.
Oh, fun.
We had them do a cameo for one of my daughter's friends' birthdays. She lost her mind. She was so happy.
My daughter was at IU, and I think it was during COVID, and she got a really good score on something or aced a class or whatever, and I had Steve from Blue's Clues do a message to her.
That is
And it
the
was
most precious
super
thing
cute.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he did a very good job. It was really long too. It was very sweet.
Oh,
So,
what a sincere, wonderful human being.
I was like, Gillian was a huge Blue's Clues fan as a kid, so that made a lot.
That's
Made her
amazing.
really happy.
So if I had a cameo done for you, who would it be by?
Oh wow, I don't know. That's a good question. I have to see who's
living,
on.
alive, or dead.
Oh wow!
If you could get a
Ooh.
cameo from anybody, alive or dead.
Dead cameo.
I mean, it expands the pool significantly.
God, I don't.
But just like, who would it be interesting to get a message from?
I don't know. It's so much pressure.
I know it really is.
Do you have one in mind for you?
The one, I mean, it's irreverent, but I would really like a cameo from Jesus, please. I don't know if this will make it in, but can we just sort this shit out? Can you just answer a couple questions? I'll buy in.
Hey,
that was my first response. That's what popped into my head. If we move past that, which is going to be hard because a little bit of a brainworm now.
I mean, I presume he's got some things to talk about.
I mean, I think it's reasonable to ask these questions. I would do that. But if we stick to like music or stars, you know, like, who would it be? Like, who would you want to like a little message from?
You know, it would be fun. Like, what about like Lucille Ball?
Oh,
Wouldn't that be fun? Like, I feel like she would have a lot of really, and she might just spill the beans on what the afterlife is like.
Absolutely. That would be
It should be funny.
magnificent. It's fun that you said that. I just watched her Kennedy Center Award, like a clip of that today where they read the letter from Desi because he had passed the night before, I think, or something like that. And just, you know, it was my interpretation. It was very private for her to hear that in front of billions of cameras. And I mean, I can't even imagine what that
That'd
was
be hard.
like for her to hear. But I think that would be magnificent.
Yeah.
I think I would either, and everybody's still around, so maybe, you know, Patrick Stewart. Sweet
Patrick
little
Stewart.
message from Patrick Stewart would be
Do
good.
you want to hear 5 minutes of fame?
I do.
About Patrick Stewart.
Hell yes.
Okay. So
tell me your tales.
My 5 minutes of fame with Patrick Stewart. I was working at a theater, a theater in Indy, a big theater, and I was working in the box office. And the artistic director for that theater, as it turned out, was a good friend of Patrick Stewart's.
No shit.
And I was closing up the box office and was the last person there, and the phone rings, and I pick it up, and there's this delightful British accent on the other end, and I immediately think, I know this voice.
Right. Who is this person?
Who is this person?
Is this a friend?
And they asked for the artistic director, and I said, I'm sorry, you know, she's already gone for the night. Can I get a message to her? And he said, well, this is Patrick Stewart, and if you could please tell her that I called, and here's the number to call me back. So for a very long time, I had Patrick Stewart's phone number.
Absolutely, you did.
Did I call it? I did not, because I'm a giant chicken, and also respecting of his privacy. But I kind of almost peed my pants a little bit about that one. That was pretty cool.
Like, I got Patrick Stewart's number.
I
did. He just called me up one night. That is the kind of story that should be reworked as a tall tale. Yeah, he called me up at the end of my shift.
I did. Well,
he gave me his number.
I answered the phone, had a conversation with him, gave me his number, said
all factually true.
Said, call me back. I left out a few words.
And he did say, make sure to call me back.
Make sure to have her call me back. But I can ignore that part.
Absolutely. That's brilliant. Hell yes. High five. Well done.
Yep.
I wonder if Patrick Stewart ever had a pocket fisherman.
I'm going to say no.
Or, I know what he had. Mr. Microphone.
Oh, I hope so.
You have been listening to Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lesley.
What do people do if they want to find us?
Well, we have a website that people can find us on, and that is genxwomenpod.com. We also have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram account as well. Mm-hmm. We have a YouTube account where we put YouTube shorts and other little tidbits up there. We have a TikTok account.
I don't talk the tick or tick the talk.
You don't tick the talk? I barely talk the tick, but I did put a TikTok up.
We're explaining the internet to people again.
That's
okay, though.
It's great.
We need to know how the internet works. Can people buy merch?
They absolutely can. We have a merch store on the website itself, and we also have an Etsy store, too. So they're just pretty easy to find. It's just Gen X Women on Etsy.
And if you are listening to this podcast, presumably you found it somewhere. And while you're there, give us a review.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Throw some stars at us.
That'd be great. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Ooh, 5.
Maybe 10.
And also make sure that you are hitting subscribe so that you're notified whenever a new episode drops.
Most important.
We also have a 5 minutes of fame that I think we should tell people about, too.
Hell yes. We want to know your stories, your 5 minutes of fame stories. You can send those stories in on the website, or you can call 1-888-GEN-X-POD and leave your story for us, and we will play it live in our next episode. Or 2 or 3.
We'll listen to it on a little red phone just like Batman.
That'd be cool. Let's get a bat phone.
A bat phone.
I think that's it.
I think you're right.